My name's Andy Clark. I'm your host for tonight, and I'll be introducing you to our presenter shortly, who's just a step ahead of the game and has already hit the record button. So that's what I like to see, everything working nicely. So I'm like jigging away to the music there, and a couple of takeaway points from that video. We only created that a few weeks ago, and it said there that I'd reached the first leadership rank. Well, that's already changed. I mean, I keep having, surprising myself at how quickly this is all growing. And also, I said in that video, I was trading on $8,000 trade pack. And, a few weeks later, I'm actually trading on the 13,000 or the equivalent of 13,000. That's without any additional money. The earnings just keep on increasing at, a significant rate. So, what is tonight about? We're going to show you. So my background is in IT. I had a company with lots of people, 35 staff, and I didn't like all the overheads, so I sold that in 2008. And I was looking for something with two elements. One is leverage. Otherwise, you're restricted to an hourly rate, even if that's a good hourly rate. And the other one is scale. And I also wanted. I'm a keen traveller, so my wings have been clipped over the last 18 months or thereabouts. I can't wait to get out, and I've actually got my first holiday booked on the 5th of June. So that will be interesting. So without further ado, we're going to show you a 3-minute video on what this presentation is about. And after we've done that, I'll introduce you to our great presenter, and we'll get the show going. Cue video.
The foreign exchange market, or Forex for short, is a global, decentralized, over-the-counter market for the trading of currencies. This market determines foreign exchange rates for every currency. It includes all aspects of buying, selling, and exchanging currencies at current or determined prices. You have probably already participated in the Forex market. If you've ever traveled to another country, you would have exchanged some of your own country's currency for the currency of the country you're going to visit. If you didn't spend all your exchanged currency and deposited it to your bank account when you returned home, and that currency went up in value during your vacation, you would have received more of your home currency for your exchange currency when you deposited the excess foreign currency into your bank. This is also how you make money in the global Forex market. There are plenty of ways to invest your money. Lots of people purchase stocks or bonds. The Forex market has several advantages over the stock and bond market. Stock and bond markets frequently have bull periods and bear periods. A bull period is identified when just about everything in the market is going up. A bear period is identified when just about everything in the market is going down. While it's easy to make money in a bull market, it's much harder for a trader to make money in a bear market when prices are falling day after day. In Forex, there never really is a bear market or a bull market, since each trade consists of buying one currency while selling another. The market never really goes up or down as a whole. One currency going down naturally means the other counter currency is going up. All that matters is the currency you're interested in is either going up or down. Secondly, the Forex market in general is a level playing field. There are no mergers or acquisitions or inside trading to make the market move unexpectedly. The Forex market is the biggest market in the world, with over $5 trillion a day traded. So no one entity is ever big enough to control a market of that size. The market trades 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 124 hours of continuous trading time available to you. You can start trading at 9 a.m. Monday morning in Sydney, Australia, and wrap up your trading on Friday at 5 p.m. in New York. So the market is ready and waiting for you anytime you want to trade. And because the market is so big, odds are you'll never be stuck in a trade. If you want to get out of a position, you could almost always find someone to buy or sell with. Trades are executed within seconds. Central banks and the global banking industry, governments, financial institutions, multinational corporations, and about 90 million home-based retail trading enthusiasts all trade in the global Forex market.
Okay, so that was our 3-minute introduction that shows you about the $1 trillion industry that we're all part of, or those that are in the business already. A huge thank you to people who have been invited to take a look at this opportunity. Thanks for giving up your time. And don't forget to thank the person that's invited you to this call. They trust you, they feel this opportunity would be good for you, and they'd welcome you working with them in the team. So I'm going to introduce you now to my great friend and colleague who I've known for about 4 or 5 years now. We met actually abroad in Tenerife or Paris. We were, we used to win the trips in our previous company because we previously got experience in home-based business, but that was with a physical product. And with a physical product, it's not easy, especially when you've got people like Amazon around that can deliver things in an instant. People just want convenience. So with a physical product, it didn't work for us, but this digital product certainly does. Beverley Price is, she's got a big corporate background, dual nationality, I believe, with places in Sydney, in Australia somewhere, and I will be visiting at some point. She's in Europe at the moment, looking after her mum through COVID, and she's not going back until she's fulfilled her goal, which was to go skiing in Europe somewhere. So that's all set for next year. And then perhaps she'll be flying back to Australia, and I might get packed in a suitcase for a little trip too. So it's great to work with Beverley. She certainly knows her stuff. She's bold and gets the job done. And she keeps me to account because sometimes I'm not quite as organised as she is. And I bring a bit of humour, hopefully, to our presentations that we do. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the lovely Beverley, who's going to take us through the presentation tonight. We're then going to have a couple of testimonials from a few people that have been invited up. And if we've got time for some questions and answers, and we will be wrapped up by 8 o'clock. So Beverley, over to you.
Thanks so much, Andy. And welcome everybody. Great to be on the call with you. We make this call more of a chat call, more of a real call. It's not about sales call. It's basically about giving you information and basically hopefully being in a position where you leave this call being able to make a decision one way or another of whether CFX is something you want to get involved with. It's been over a year in lockdown. We had, more restrictions lifted on Monday. Hurrah. People are now saying that June's going to be moved back, but we'll wait and see what happens to that. But, we're coming out of COVID. It's been a torrid time for a lot of people. Me, for example, I have multiple income streams. One of my income streams, my rental has been completely cut. I haven't had rent paid for 9 months. People are affected in various ways, but I wasn't expecting not to have that, 9 months of non-payment of rental. But what you have to deal with it, you have to move on and find a way forward. I've got friends that have been furloughed, not knowing when they're going to return to their jobs, or actually more a case of if they've got a job long term, and hopefully this weather's going to get a bit better so we can actually enjoy some British summertime, because at the moment it's just showers and clouds. There's a lot of people on the news struggling, food banks are prevalent, and the financial stress is huge and out there. There's uncertainty also whether people who own their own business or who are basically working for somebody are going to have, that long term. As Andy said, Amazon basically has taken over some of the high streets, really, and solid industries like travel. I've traveled, I think, 83 countries in my life. And that's one of my passions as well. But, who'd have thought the travel industry would have been hit as much as it has, and even coming back is really, really tough for them. We all thought it would be over in 3 months, and a year later, we're all sitting here again. So it's been very close to home for everybody. People talk about saving money and how to save, but I want to have an increased income. I want an abundant lifestyle, and I certainly have an abundant mindset. And that's where I think people need to go, because if you go the other way, it's all reducing and getting smaller. So why are we here tonight? Well, Andy and myself and the wider team genuinely see an opportunity to secure our financial future with CFX. Oscar Lopez is the co-founder, and he's basically giving the average person like me, Andy, everybody on this call, the opportunity to make money in the Forex market. It is a $5.3 trillion market. As I always say, the stocks and share market is 20 billion, and this is 5.3 trillion. It's 12 noughts. It's huge. Normal people would just not go in there, not skilled set enough or even risk their money going in there. It's really run by major banks, huge corporations and hedge funds. And the bank makes millions of our savings because they trade our savings every day, every month. And they give us what, 0.01% is what my bank gives me. So the founder basically wanted to create a vehicle within the industry to give back, you know, whereas for as little as $300, about 240 quid, you can grow financially free without actually having to do or sell anything. Financially free with a passive income on autopilot, you know, really it's all done for you. And that gives you time freedom, you know, and more valuable than cash. You know, you can't get any second back. You know, my father died at 60, far too young, and he used to say, Beverley, this is no dress rehearsal. You only get one life, live it. And I make sure I do that, you know. There's no guarantees in life, there's no guarantees in business, and we're not here to sell, we're just here to educate of something that might be of interest. And I'm going to show you how I started soon. So why did I join? I joined because I've been in corporate for most of my life, done the 9 to 5, more like the 8 to 8. I worked hard, I had a lot of fun. I actually got me over to Australia, where I lived for 20 years, you know, but I was always working for somebody else. You know, I was always building somebody else's dreams. I was paid what I thought I was worth. There was a ceiling to that. I could negotiate my time off for holidays, but I was only allowed 4 weeks a year. And I had to come, you know, love to come back to the UK to see family and friends, but also love going on holiday and traveling. So that just wasn't going to work for me. You know, I've got a big bucket list. A turning point for me was reading Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was a game changer in thinking and the way he thinks, and really about the cash flow quadrant, you know, how to start building a wealth base. And it was really interesting, actually, because a couple of us are leaders in this company. We all went to a management conference, had one over the weekend. And it was a big reminder to understand the reasons the rich get richer and the wealthier get wealthy, you know, and it's all down to leverage. You know, at school, we're taught basically about linear incomes only, you know, get a job, get a salary, get paid by the hour. We're not taught about leveraged income, you know, making your money work for you. You know, leverage is multiplication, usually through a proven system. You know, do you have a system that basically is going to give you a leveraged income? And if you do have a system, how many do you have? You know, what I like you always say is, you know, if you don't show up, somebody's trying to get in the room, Andy. If you don't show up to your work every day, you know, you basically, you know, you don't show up. Do you get paid? Do you get paid in your sleep? You know, and I call it sleep money. I think Warren Buffett's the one that said, if you don't find a way to get paid while you sleep, you work until you die. You know, so you know, how many leveraged income systems do you have? You know, with the help of CFX trading, you know, I can help you leverage your money through a system. Leverage it 2 times or 4 times its value. It's your choice. You know, as I say, it runs on autopilot and you do nothing. So, you know, I wanted to have a leverage system, but I wanted to have my own business. I couldn't face the idea. I mean, Andy did the whole, you know, his own company, what I considered the headaches, you know, stock, staff, logistics, accounts, rent, etc. I got introduced to this business on the 27th of October last year, and my eyes were hugely opened. You know, they do everything, and it absolutely enables us to have a reduced risk business and provides all the training and tools. It really is a win-win situation. And it's not just a journey of business, it's a journey of personal development and growth. I can't tell you how much I've changed from coming out of corporate to actually being the person that I am today. And there's always improvements to be made. And you know, I want to be the best version of myself. You know, I've also met a huge amount of people that are like-minded, and I can't tell you how lovely that is, because not everybody wants to go out there and build and do things and become better. You know, quite a few people, or a lot of people out there, just happy, you know, going through the day-to-day motions, and they're very happy with that, and good for them. But, you know, when you're in something like this, you compare it to corporate, where it is dog eat dog, you know, fighting for a promotion. You know, we don't do that. We're here to support each other. And actually, the more that you support each other, the more basically you get rewarded. So I absolutely love that. So I'm going to basically just share my screen. I'm going to show you a couple of just a couple of slides that will help you understand this business a bit more. It will just give you a bit of an overview. I'm a very visual person, so for me, it's really important that, you know, I can see things. So I'm just going to share that. There we go. So this is basically how it works in a nutshell. You basically, coming in, you're buying a pack. The most popular ones are $1,000, $500, $300. So it's about $240, $380, 50 in terms of pounds. The pack then gets traded by expert traders, and also they use something called bots, which are basically algorithms. So that's why we have such a massive success rate in terms of how much we actually get in returns every day, because it's not just, they have manual traders as well, but they're using technology to do hundreds and hundreds of trades every day. About 90% are win, 10% are losses, and that's how we get the very decent 5 to 6% a week. As I say, my bank gives me 0.01%, and that's a year. So people like my mum, they're total passive income earners. They basically have, she bought a $3,000 pack. That was a while back now. We just upgraded her to a $5,000 account. So she basically does nothing. They trade for her every Saturday. She gets another email saying you've made some money. She goes whoopie-doo, and then she's got the choice of putting it into her bank, or she can upgrade. So at the moment, because she doesn't need the money, I've called it her care home account, which she doesn't like very much, but I think it's quite funny. And she's basically upgrading and upgrading. So we'll be on 7 grand soon, then 10 grand, and we're just going to keep on going. When she starts needing money, we'll take it out, and then we'll continue to grow the golden egg. For me and some of the team on the call tonight, we're basically building a team. So we're helping other family and friends enjoy what we're enjoying, and we can either take that back into our bank or we can upgrade. So a bit like Andy, I've got 2 accounts. I've got one account that's $7,000 and one account $5,000. I started on a $500 pack, 385 quid. And I've not put any more of my own money in, and I'm actually getting about that amount a week gross at the moment. So if you think about that, that's been in 7 months. That's pretty impressive. Well, I think it's very impressive. So you can get paid quickly or slowly, as we say, faster or slower. The slow way is doing the passive, but hey, that's very good anyway compared to anywhere else where you can park your money. And the fast way is sharing with friends and family. So what could this mean for you? Well, firstly, let's look why you're here. The person who invited you trusts you, respects you, and would value having them in your team. Depending on your choices, like I say, you can earn money passively by the trading alone, or you can use it faster by introducing family and friends. Who do you know that needs more money? Who do you know that hasn't got a pension, that needs a pension? Who loves going on holiday? Yes, we can do soon. Who wants to pay off their bills or wants to save some money for a rainy day? This isn't a get rich quick scheme, but from what myself and Andy and the wider team have experienced, the company have absolutely done what they said that they would do, and we get paid every Saturday. Now, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to share a couple of slides, because I think really from a passive income side of view, so for people who, like my mum, just don't want a business build, this is an example, and I know there's a lot of numbers on this slide, but an example of the first week in March. So this is Monday the 1st, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and these are the 15 packs that people can join on or they can upgrade to. Yeah, so basically, Mum's now on a $5,000 account, so she's getting around about $187 a week. This was a 5.36% week. As I say, we get between 5 and 6% a week. So you can see, it is real. It is there. The trades happen on Saturday. That $187 will pop into her account, and she can withdraw it. And I'm going to show you my back office in a minute. The other thing that's really, really interesting to know, and I'll just briefly go over this one. If you're interested, we can talk about this later. But this shows you how quickly you can get from a $300 pack through to a $100,000 pack in 4 to 5 years. And what's really interesting about this, so the yellow is at 5% a week, and the green is at 6%, and we're doing somewhere in between this at the moment. But if I take, for example, the 6%, it takes basically 2 years to get from the $300 pack over here to the $3,000 pack, so 114 weeks. And very interestingly then, if the percent rates stay the same, and it might be a bit more because we're going between 5 and 6%, but it takes absolutely 2 years to get there, and it takes 2 years then to get to the $100,000 pack from the 3,000. So really, one of our main goals for people is get them to a $3,000 pack, because that really is pivotal in terms of speeding up. And this is without introducing anybody else. It's purely passive, like my mum's. So I'm going to basically show you my back office now. We're hoping that we are going to, it's going to still be live, because we like this. Can everybody see? Oh, no, you can't see that, can you? Let me just go back here. That's right. That's right. I'm just doing that. We have to do a bit of. Can you see that?
We can now.
Excellent. So we've got a competition on at the moment, actually, and points wise, I'm doing all right. Actually, I'm just that box there will get ticked when I've got 50,000 points. But yes, I don't know where
the other three you need.
the other three I know, yeah, to win my trip to Panama. So this is my basically my main page, main account for my first account when I'm trading 7,000. So we've got copy trading. What's really exciting, actually, I was talking about this over the weekend when we went to our leadership meeting. There's three things that are happening very, very exciting in Cash FX at the moment. The first one is that the offices are opening in Panama. Panama is known as mini Dubai. The offices are in the Royal Bank of Scotland building in Panama. So people say, oh, nobody goes there. Well, actually they do. All the major banks are there because it's a tax haven. So they're making even more money by being there. So we've got the offices opening in later on this year, next 2 to 3 months. We've got copy trading happening. They've done the prototype of copy trading, the beta testing, and that's going to be launched as well. And then the third thing is basically going to be, we're going to have another product. Oh, America and Canada are opening. That'll be happening in the next 2 to 3 months as well. And then basically we're going to be having another product launching in another $1 trillion market. So this company is not just here for now. It's been going nearly 2 years and it's going to be here for a long time yet. So this is basically my back office. So this is basically my lifetime earnings since 27th of October last year. And this is just one account. So I've got another account, which I've got about $5,000 in as well. So I've taken basically 10,100 out into my crypto wallet, got $831 in there. I've generated twice that much in business, so about $290,000 of contracts in business in my team. This is just not me, this is my team. My bull capital is my sharing, so my family and friends, so it's nearly $8,000 in there, and just over nearly $2,500, $3,000 in the trading alone. You can see there I'm on the 7K pack, and the bull and the bear here just tells me how near I am to capping those out. As you can see here, I've got enough points to be manager, but I need to also have 2 executives. So that's what I'm aiming for at the moment. So it's all exciting times, and then it's going up to director. So, you know, we're working to it. So I'm just going to take you quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. I'm going to take you through an example of where I started and where I am now. So I'm just going to go to my story right at the beginning and look at my when I started. So I started on actually joined on the 27th of October, and on the 28th, a friend of mine joined straight away. But my first trading was on a $500 pack, so literally 1.29% for $4.52. That was my first day trading on the 31st of October. Very exciting. So my week's trading. So this was the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th of November. You know, I was getting $3, $4, $5, $3 depending on what the trades do. So, you know, they're very open and transparent. These basically come out. But if you look at where I am now, I think I have to go to page 1, won't I, from the bottom. Yeah, if you look at where I am now and what I'm trading on now, fast start trading pool, like it's gone from, was it 20 quid to $204? Yeah. So I'm now getting 36. In fact, this is where I went from a $5,000 to a $7,000 contract. So you can see there in terms of my percentages that I've achieved and got them through there, which is brilliant. We get bonuses for introducing people. We get also another bonus called a matrix, which I'm not going to go into now, but even if you're a passive member, you end up getting 2 lines of income. The first one is the trading. The second one's called a matrix. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, talk to the person that came in. But you can see here, people say, can you get your money out? As you can see here, 675 came out, 854 came out, 45 came out. So absolutely, we can get our money out. I've got money coming through at the moment, so I can't actually show you how to do that. The resources are great. Networks, actually, Andy always likes doing this one, so I'll do this one as well. How many people in your team? Earlier it was 212. I've now got 213. So, I haven't even gone to sleep yet, and this is growing exponentially, sort of like every day. Actually, there's 1 or 2 people that are joined, and I don't know who those people are, which is very exciting. Yeah, that's cool. On resources, we have a great frequently asked question. And in fact, when Andy and I joined, we both went in there and we actually tested each other on questions and answers, because you know what most people ask you, they're in here anyway, so people can actually go in and have a look at that. That's pretty good. I really like this as well, Web TV, which basically shows the pairs they've chosen to trade that day. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They normally do 8 to 12 pairs a day, and you've got Euro, US dollar, and they're only trading major pairs. So we've got this one. This is a Euro GB, which is doing very well by the looks of things. And as you can see over here, things change over here, and you can click onto a different one and check out. Oh, that's not ready for that one. We'll stick to that one there. But yeah, so at the end of the day, it's all there. And then we've got marketing tools, so documents in different languages. I think it's about 20 different languages. This account here shows like payment history, so you can look at, you know, when I started 30th of October in the 500 pack, then I went up to the $1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000. So you know, it's all in here. We've got the Copy FX as well, which is basically the training platform. So Cash FX actually trains in Forex, copy trading, and the academy. So the academy is where we get training for the academy. So that's sort of like an overview of that. And I'm happy to answer any questions on that. I'm just going to basically just finish off with one little chart which really talks about why CFX. So you know, really talks about the benefits of why we would join CFX. You know, number one is the transparency. You know, there's no joining fees, there's no stock, there's no purchase or store, or no ongoing payments. This is what I love about this. You know, the two main things that put people off joining anything like this is the fact they have a monthly commitment to either purchase and they have to sell. We don't have to do any of that. There's no monthly fee at all. You can start for as little as $300. You know, it's $225 plus fees. We normally say $240, $250, something around that. There's accessibility, so you're part of the fastest growing networking business in the world. Opportunities really don't come around that often for something like this. You know, do you remember Bitcoin at the start? You know, I remember watching and looking at you know, Googling Bitcoin about 5, 6 years ago. And, you know, it was so negative about it. I thought, I'm not going anywhere near that. And even though it's just had a dip in the last couple of days, you know, the increases over the last 5 years have been absolutely astounding. So I wish I hadn't listened to other people, and I wish I hadn't also just believed in Google. Google is great for some things, but things like this, you need to really talk to people who know the industry. We do get world-class training. I've been in 3 companies now, and the training we get here absolutely supersedes anything else. And I just love this business because it is so simple. All we're doing is doing like tonight's call, or showing a video saying, you know, is this of interest? Yes or no? You know, come and join us or don't. That's absolutely fine. Growth, you know, you have a chance to learn about crypto and Bitcoin. I never, like 7 months ago, I wouldn't even know what a Bitcoin wallet was. And now, you know, we've got 5. I know how to work them all. I've enrolled people in Dubai and use crypto wallets that I never even knew existed. So it has been a real, like, you know, a real learning curve. It really have. You've also got no limits to the amount of money you can earn, you know, whereas in my job, I was, you know, had a ceiling, cap ceiling on terms of income. And here there are absolutely no limits. And, you know, the best thing I love the most of is, as I said before, like-minded people and meeting like-minded people. You know, it's, you know, we are, you know, as one, we support each other. We all want to help each other. And it's really, really lovely to be part of this family. So on that note, I'm going to stop share. I'm going to pass you back to Andy for him to carry on the presentation.
Wow, thank you, Beverley. Yeah, great presentation as usual. And you know, what I take away from that, or some of the key highlights, is, you know, this business is simple. We have a system, just like McDonald's. You know, the way they make their burgers are the same in every McDonald's. And I was actually talking to a lovely lady in the business this afternoon, and I was saying, it's like baking a cake. You know, if you don't put all the ingredients in the recipe, it won't rise in the oven. You know, to try and get the message across, we've just got to follow the system. And it is so simple. It's great. And, you know, running a business, 35 people in IT before, trust me, was not simple. It was not simple at all. Anyway, we have got some great people I'm going to invite to do some, to share their journeys of where they are so far. Different stories, different backgrounds. The first is a gentleman who's actually on holiday today. He's on holiday, but he's on the call to support the team, invited his guests, as he does every week. This guy is consistently plugged in to the activity, and this is one of the key processes in the system. This is all about, in my analogies, baking, frying the burger at McDonald's because they're all done the same, or baking your cake. You've got to plug in to complete your recipe, and make this thing grow. So Paul, who is going to speak in a minute to us to share his journey, he's a traditional businessman. He's got properties. He has a cleaning business. He comes from Kent. He works tirelessly on his businesses. And when he looked at this, he saw an opportunity. He has plugged into the system, and he has seen consistent growth in his team, and consistent growth, which he's going to share with you about his business pack. So, Paul, I know you're on holiday, but thank you for joining us this evening and offering to present or speak about your testimonial.
Pleasure, Andy. Thank you. I got introduced to this business by a friend called Andy Jones in December. Invited me to take a look. My heart sort of sunk a little bit, as it always does when you get an opportunity. But I looked at it and thought there was something in this, because you don't have to do the trading yourselves. You don't have to start at a high point. The money involved was sort of very low risk. And I decided to give it a go. Started on a $300 pack with the intention of going passively. But then bit by bit, I've managed to grow my team. And I've been very fortunate with some of the people that have come onto it, who also believe that this is a fantastic thing for the future. It's not a conventional business, but it is a great one. I'm very lucky with my team, and I would say that anybody who gets on board, the people you want to work with are the people who are pests, who pester you. People who will send you a text at 8:30 on a Sunday morning saying, "Are you up yet?" And she knows who she is. And people who are enthusiastic and who build the enthusiasm. And it's been fantastic for me. I love to help people, so that is fantastic. And I've got great belief in it. I think in a few years it's going to change my life, allow me to semi-retire, because I will continue with this. And the business will grow and grow. And for me, that will give me amazing choices of what to do with my time. Another one who loves to travel, go and watch sport, and it will give me freedom to do that. So what I would say to people, do your due diligence on the business, do it for yourself, make sure you're happy, but then talk to whoever invited you onto this call. And everybody supports everybody in this business. It doesn't matter whether they benefit financially from you or not. If you need the help, they're there. Thank you, Andy.
Brilliant. No, thank you, Paul, for giving up some of your holiday time, because I appreciate we haven't all had much of a holiday lately. And I know who it is who's texting at 8:30 in the morning as well. So I had a little chuckle to myself. A lovely, lovely person, absolutely, completely dedicated to many great things. So the next person I'm going to invite to speak, I don't know so well. She has been involved in network marketing before, I believe. She has gave up corporate life and has a corporate pension due to ill health. 7 years of network marketing, and she saw CFX as something that was different. Network marketing, or home-based businesses, as we call it. When you have products, it's tough. It's seriously tough to be able to compete with those Amazons and, Tesco's, because their stores are open 24/7. You're there, buying your vegetables, and up pops something else, and, that goes in your trolley. So there's competition. She's a family lady, has a husband and 2 children. She started off with a family pack, as she'd explain, and she's now building her trading and her team. She now believes, she has got financial stability in her future, which drives her every day. Very engaged, as I said with Paul, always on the calls, always on the training, always hungry for growth and learning. So without any further ado, over to you, Sushma. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Like Andy said, my background's corporate pensions for 20 odd years, and then due to ill health, I had to give up the 9 to 5, and I came across network marketing about 7 years ago, and I've been in the industry since. My good friend Mary introduced me to CFX, and I trusted her, I listened to her, and I saw the opportunity with this company because it's given me an opportunity to do something I always wanted to do but was scared to do, or I didn't have enough money, because this company has opened up to the little people like me, this trading. I didn't have hundreds of thousands of pounds to trade, but because it's a network marketing company, it's given us all an opportunity to have a go. I started in January with a $300 pack, and within 9 days I saw the immediately I saw the potential of this, and I got a $300 pack for my husband, my son, and my daughter. So I'm doing the family strategy, and that was in mid-January, and now our combined trading is 2,100, and I'm about to upgrade again shortly. So this has made me believe in my future to be financially free, not just for myself, but for my family as well. And I have already seen how it's changed so many people's lives in this company already. And that is just so exciting. And I can't wait to be amongst them as well. So I asked myself, why not me? So thank you for letting me share my story.
You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing it with us, Sushma. And yes, onwards and upwards. You know, fast forward a year, who knows where we'll be, but you know, it'd be a great place. I think a couple of things to pick up on briefly there. You know, this industry is all about personal growth as well. You know, we learn about our mindset, and you know, Sushma, when you say I do like to just play, well, no, not play games, but point things out. You know, Sushma, when you say little people like you, you know, you're not a little person. You're a great person with great assets, and you know, so much to give. You know, I do find it, I do struggle when people say little people like me, because why do we behave and think like that? You know, we are all doing our very best for our family, possibly loving parents. You know, we've got great qualities. We've got this little voice in our head that keeps telling us that we're you know, there's something negative going on, you know, so I don't want to hear that little people anymore. All right, Sushma, is that a deal?
Okay, all right, that's a deal.
Brilliant. Okay, so without further ado, I've been busily phoning and texting our third person for the testimonial tonight, but they've let us down for the first time ever on a Tuesday. So rather than play a recording that you can look at on our website or send to anybody who wants to see it, we have our great person, absolutely great, that he's there for anything we want, really. Almost too much, does too much for us, if that is possible. We sort of say to him, does your partner ever see you? And I learned something new about this person today when I phoned him up this afternoon. He's actually got a dog to look after as well, and has time to go dog walking. I'm like, yeah, this guy must have one of those time machines that they have in Harry Potter, where they can go back and do the 24 hours all over again, the amount of work he packs in. So has become a great friend. It's great to be on the leadership training with him this weekend. He's reached the first rank in the business. And this is, you know, myself, Beverley, Sushma, who you've spoken to. We've all got network marketing experience, but this guy's coming in cold, straight, you know, just proves it that anybody can do this business because it's so straightforward. So without me waffling on any further, you're up, Marvin.
Hey guys, hi everyone. Yeah, my name's Marvin. Yeah, so Andy's asked me to sort of give my sort of story, and I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So I'm a plumber by trade. And yeah, I originally, back in sort of when it was lockdown time, my other half, she's got COVID. She was perfectly fine, but what that meant for us is that was locked down for 2 weeks. So that being said, I was always trying to find different opportunities that might be able to help us out if that ever happened again. As it happened, being a plumber, I do some maintenance work for Andy and his brother, and do some of their properties. And we just literally knew each other on a work relation basis. And one day we saw each other in the gym, and Andy approached me and said to me, could I come and have a look at an opportunity call like this? And at first I actually missed the call. But because I was so intrigued and knew actually I wanted to sort of look into different opportunities, I thought I'd better find out what it was about. So I quickly found out what it was about, and it just become really, really interesting. So I initially started on a 1K pack, and I thought, okay, this seems pretty cool. We're going in sort of like 5% a week. I better take a sort of closer look at this. So they do lots of training and everything like that. So I tapped into all the training, and I learned about a strategy called the family pack strategy. And just to touch on that briefly, it's about placing family members below you, and you use all your accounts as a collective, and then you have referral bonuses from your family accounts that you put together and build your packs up a lot quicker. So I started in January, just gone. It's obviously now, and I'm now trading on a 15K pack. And yeah, it's sort of blown me away, really. It sort of get to the point now where I'm sort of, my trading returns bring me in sort of over 2,500 a month, and it's just becoming sort of like now a bit of a main income, and my plumbing suddenly becoming like a second income. So for me, just looking for a part-time sort of business or something to earn on the side, it's just become, yeah, amazing. I wasn't going to grow a team at first, and then what happened is my friends were obviously quite intrigued to see what I was doing. So I started sharing it with my friends, and quickly from that point, my friends started sharing it with their friends, and I've now got like sort of nearly 120 people in my team. I've just turned to the first rank of executive, and yeah, it just seems to be getting better and better and better, really. Yeah, I don't have much more to say apart from to Andy and the wider team. Thank you for obviously your help as well. I know that we all help each other and do amazing support with everyone, and it's just really, really great. And thanks for the opportunity, and thanks to everyone for listening to my story.
Thank you, sir. A couple of takeaway points from there. Marvin says he missed the call. And we have stories that we can create when we invite people to these presentations and they don't show up. We take it personally, or we can take it personally, but that wasn't anything personal. Marvin actually told me he fell asleep. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's true.
Fall asleep when I've invited you to my presentation. That sort of thing. Anyway, so thank you, Marvin. Thank you for all that you do as well. The other common theme that you may have noticed, guests on the call tonight, that the common theme to this industry is we all help each other. It's not commonplace in other corporate organizations. You generally have one promotion and several people going to it. And my mate, we've got time for 2 minutes story. My mate works at a hotel. There was a job up for reception manager, so a step up, but it wasn't the CEO of ICI. He'd been there for 2 years and thought it's a natural progression. The big boss man told him, I never recruit from within. I always go, externally. The external guy rocks up, does a couple of days, and hey ho, the new guy decides he doesn't like it. So they're stuffed without a reception manager when the hotel opened this week, actually opened yesterday. So, the big boss man comes gobbling to my friend and says, oh, I've made a mistake. We may or may not put you back at, up for the job again, but we need to advertise externally again. I mean, I just can't, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, it's just so not how it is in network marketing. We can reach out to anyone and, they offer us help, whether we're financially connected or not, because it's just what we do. Anyway, that's the presentation. Thank you so much, guests, for giving up your time. We're now going to open it up for a couple of questions. So myself and Beverley and the team will do our best in answering your questions. If we can't do them now because we either don't know the answer, we'll say so and get back to you, or find somebody that does. So if anybody would like to ask any questions, they can put them in the chat, or they might like to unmute their microphones, which I believe you can do. And if not, I'll just check for you. Yes, you can unmute yourself. So you can unmute yourself, and we do them one at a time. So anybody got any questions?
This is where it all goes quiet, Andy.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like we have. So
Andy, can I ask the question that I put on the chat earlier?
Yes, Andy.
About the withdrawals, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay, well,
And
Bitcoin, I mean, there is a video on this. So for everybody on the call, we have a website called cfx100k.com. Every single resource that you're going to need for our team here is on that website. I use it for all of my resources as well. Marvin put it together for us because he's technically able. Beverley and I give him the, what do you call it?
Red light, the green light.
The constructive feedback.
Instructions.
The basic instructions, yes. So,
Yeah.
So team, first and foremost, your resources are there. So Angie, if you go to that, there's got a whole page on withdrawals. It tells you where to put your Bitcoin wallet, where to find it. Wallets are all different. So if you need any help with that, then please reach out. And I do believe you're on the Luno wallet, if I recall.
That's right, yes.
So you go into Luno, you say receive money, you create a wallet and you give it a name like money received from CFX, so you remember. And then that gives you the Bitcoin address. You pop that in the CFX where it says so. You run it through the two-factor authentication, then you run it through a withdrawal. So those are the rough steps. But if you want some help, let me know. But watch the videos first.
Lovely. Thanks, Andy.
You're very welcome. And this, when we look at this business people, it's not about becoming a clever person. It's about knowing where the resources are. We've got a resource for everything. So, and that's the way we cut down the time. And that's the way we ask the question. Ask the person to watch the video first. We pick up the questions.
But just to note, though, that the CFX 100k.com is really for people who have joined. It's not for not really for people who haven't joined, because you won't understand half of it. Just not being rude, but it's like
thank you for pointing that out and correcting me. But
it's great. It's a great resource, and it'll get better. We've just got something out there to help people, because this business is all about duplication. At the end of the day, if it doesn't duplicate, we don't do it, because it's got to keep it simple as possible. It's a very simple business.
You've got to follow the cake baking recipe, haven't we, Beverley?
Absolutely.
No beetroots in your burger, all right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Has anybody else got any questions? Otherwise, we're going to call it a night, aren't we, Andy?
Oh, get 10 minutes off. Excellent. Oh,
somebody's just coming in now. It's a bit you're a bit late.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Thank you ever so much, everybody, for showing up. If you've got any, suggestions, questions, etc., just shout out to the person that invited you, and we can jump on a call. Andy and I can, or Marvin, or any of the leaders can, and just help you out. So yeah, we're always here.
Brilliant. It's a wrap. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.